What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. If you guys are watching on the replay, we're going live tomorrow night, Wednesday, June 25th, for a free, like a brand new Amazon class we've been working on for you guys. So we partnered up with our friend Corey Ganem, who we've done streams with before. He's done over 10 million bucks doing wholesale. So we're going to be specifically focused on how to scale with Amazon wholesale. We're hosting a brand new free Amazon class tomorrow night. So excited to see a bunch of you guys there. But yeah, decided to pop on to a quick live here, a little later than normal, but yeah, wanted to hop on for 20-30 minutes here and chop it up with you guys. I know some of you guys probably aren't usually around during the usual stream hours, so popping on the stream here. Yeah, and if you guys want to make sure you're on the free wholesale class tomorrow, we're going to show you how to like find suppliers, how to negotiate discounts, like kind of the whole A to Z game plan. And it's going to be given to you by a genuine wholesale expert on this stuff. So I'm super excited to put a bunch of guys on game tomorrow. So definitely check that out. And yeah, let me know what questions you guys got about selling on Amazon. Like I said, I'll be live for probably 20 minutes here. Answer any questions you guys got. If you want to look at any ASINs, anything like that, we can look at some products together. But yeah, good to see you guys. What's up, BSR? Watching from Malaysia. I like it. Looks like a good beach view there. Hopefully that's close to where you're living. I like it. Sweet. What's up, CTB? What's up, Adrian? How you doing? Looking forward to tomorrow's training. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have been on any of the classes before, this is a completely new class with our friend Corey, who is not usually on the classes. So we're super excited for some new game for you guys. Sweet. What's up, Lur? Is 40K profit a month rare in the OA game? Yeah, I would say that's rare. It's definitely doable. I've had months where I've made 60 to 70,000 bucks in profit. That's like exceptional. Like December, you did really well, taking advantage of like the holiday rush, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, rare and achievable are can kind of go hand in hand on that point. If that's your goal, I like it. Set like kind of more incremental, maybe like easier to achieve goals and just kind of work your way up from there. The other thing to think about is like what input you have to do to get there. So rather than like setting some crazy lofty goal, whether your goal in this case is 40K profit, or for some of you guys, your goal is $1,000 a month in profit, right? Whatever that goal is, it probably feels like pretty unreachable. So break it down in terms of what can I accomplish every day, every night, or every week, that kind of thing. And the only controllable input for Amazon sellers is how much money can you spend on profitable inventory, right? So for you, like 40K, you need to spend like 120 to 150 a month, which is definitely, that's going to take some legwork to get to do, right? But it's very possible. We spend like 80 to 100,000 bucks a month right now. And it's definitely taking some work and that kind of thing, but yeah, you can definitely do it. But yeah, just because something, like you say, just because something's rare doesn't mean it's impossible, or you can get there for sure. What's up, Dre? Trapping at night, yeah. popping a little later stream than normal for sure. Been a pretty hectic day, but still wanna hop on here. Yeah, definitely a little tired, hectic day, that kind of thing. But yeah, wanted to hop on. I wasn't able to hop on stream earlier this afternoon. What's up, late night stream? Yeah, for sure, Adrian. For sure. Yeah. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. What's up, Jules? I haven't seen you around in a minute, Jules. Appreciate the $2 there. I'll throw that towards some of the Chinese food we just ate for dinner here. I appreciate that. Good to see you, man. How are sales going for you? I know you've I feel like you're on like every stream for a while. I like it. How are things going for you? Let's see. You work nights. Definitely appreciate being able to tap in. Yeah, for sure. What's up? Good to see you, Dre. I feel like I've seen you on a couple streams before, but yeah, let me fire away with questions. Whatever you're running into, Dre. I'm here and happy to help. Yeah. See, you work. Yeah, I got you. How difficult is it to get in contact with wholesalers as a new Amazon seller? It depends on how you're going about it. And tomorrow night on the class, we'll show you like the right types of people to reach out to, and what that call will look like, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, the first couple times you call a wholesaler, you're gonna get told no. Like, unless you're just like a truly gifted salesman, or something like that, right? you're going to get told no, because you're going to say all the wrong things. You're not going to have a good value for them, that kind of thing. But like that's all part of it, right? You want to get told no, as many times as possible, so you can get through to those yeses, right? The main things you need, all things, are a business, like a business permit with your city, state, that kind of thing. And you also need a resale permit. So, because like if you're buying directly wholesale, then that's a B2B transaction. It's no longer just like buying stuff from a website and keeping it super simple. They treat it like a B2B transaction. You got to be a real business, have a resale permit, that kind of thing. And then beyond that, it's just picking up the phone, kind of having some value adds and that kind of thing. And like I said, make sure on the class tomorrow night, we'll show you like kind of how to have those conversations in the right way. But for the most part, it's just picking up the phone and being okay with getting told no until you're told yes. But there's definitely some stuff that goes into it that can make it a lot easier. What's up, Adrian? Technically, if you guys, if you have not upgraded to the Getting Serious plan on SellerAmp, they're increasing prices at midnight. I believe you'll still have a few hours left to take advantage of that. And that's if you already have like the Getting Serious, like the Pro plan of SellerAmp, your prices won't go up. It's just for new customers. So if you want to get that lower pricing, you can lock in that Getting Serious pricing. But we've been putting a lot of word out there. So at this point, hopefully you've taken advantage of that. Let's see. What's up, Jose? Trying to make 5 to 8K as a beginner with 5K to start with. That's a great goal. Yeah, that's a great goal. I assume that's probably like replacing like the 9 to 5 income is probably the goal there. A little bit more, maybe kind of give yourself an upgrade. But yeah, that's definitely more money than I had to start with. So that's a great start, Jose. The biggest thing now is if you haven't like just bought something, then that's your obvious next step, right? It's completely natural that you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to lose some money early on. So get those mistakes out of the way as quick as possible, so you can kind of pay that tuition, if that's how you want to look at it, and get to the good stuff. And then like tactically, if you need to know like how to source and that kind of stuff, just scroll through. I've been putting out a ton of good videos for you recently, showing you how to source and kind of make items profitable, that kind of thing. So I like the goal. Let me know if you have any like specific questions about stuff that's holding me back from hitting that right now. Brand new seller. What's up, Kevin? What's the best way to source products for OA? You don't have SellerAmp right now. You gotta go ahead and grab SellerAmp. And then you'll also use a tool called Keepa for like some basic data analytics, that kind of thing. And then SellerAmp is how you'll like actually go source the products, whether you're looking at websites or doing storefront stalking. I would do some storefront stalking. Fairly basic, that kind of thing. Anyone who's in here who's already making a little bit of money on Amazon will tell you that that's the way to go. Just look up auto ungated sourcing on YouTube, and you'll see a video from either me or Miles. Watch that, and you'll be set. You just kind of need that. You just need that experience basically, and selling auto ungated stuff is a great place to start. The other thing to think about when you guys are brand new to sourcing, we feel like we say this all the time, but it is essential to understand this, right? So you make items profitable. You're not just going to find them profitably, right? So make sure you're checking like Adrian's dropping game here, like cashback monitor, that kind of thing. That'll show you like the highest cashback rates, Capital One shopping, using some discounted gift cards, that kind of thing. Any possible way you can make those products profitable, on top of looking at what's already working for other people. That's going to be the best place to start for sure. Evergreen coupon site. If that's like the name of it, I'm not super familiar, but evergreen coupons are usually like you can like plug in your email at the bottom and like get sent that coupon over and over again. There's a couple things you can do in terms of that, but yeah, if that's like a specific tool, I haven't heard of that. Sweet. Nice. You guys are rolling on some stuff here. Yeah. So keep the questions rolling. Let me know. Drop any like wins you guys are having in chat as well. I see a couple of you guys are just kind of bragging on yourselves. I like that. Especially for like most. I definitely didn't have anybody in my like personal life or stuff like that when I got started. It's on Amazon that I could like share some wins with and that kind of thing. Like you can say whatever, but they don't like they're not kind of understanding that the world of being a reseller, entrepreneur, that kind of thing. So if you need somewhere to brag on yourselves in chat, and we can celebrate together. I think that's awesome. 4 months in, you start investing $30K, taking you longer to spend. I mean, honestly, if you started that recently and you're already sourcing like, what's that, like $20K a month worth of products, that's pretty solid. Honestly, you're learning relatively quickly. I think that's perfectly on pace. You haven't used it yet. You want to get to like 50, 60K capital. Yeah, I think that's a great goal. I know you said you had a pretty ambitious like profit goal. So for you, if like hiring people is something you're going to end up doing, once you get to the point where you are spending, like you're just simply running out of time, you know exactly how you'd spend another 40 hours a week if you had it sourcing products. And you've got plenty of money sitting on the sidelines, then that's like the 2-part litmus test, like if you're ready to hire, basically. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like spending 30K in a month and a half is not bad, especially since you're like just getting started, man. I think that's great. Yeah. Let's see. Look, do you think a VA would help you spend the capital more quickly? They would, but like just keep in mind, like if you're hiring a virtual assistant or like anyone to source products or any task, just make sure you have like a relative mastery of it. So like I was talking about, if you're at the point where you're running out of time and you know how you would spend another 40 hours, you know exactly what you would source, you know how you would source it, that kind of thing, then it could be worth, especially since you have a big startup budget. Yeah, you're in an interesting scenario. Yeah, good questions though. I like it. Clearly you're a smart guy or girl there. Sweet. Training's fire. Yeah, for sure, Colton. Yeah, and if you've been on the live classes before, this will be a completely new one, specifically focused on Amazon wholesale. So I'll drop the link in chat if anybody is not registered for it. You'll definitely want to be on this one. It's with our friend Corey, who's sold over 10 million bucks with the wholesale model. He's going to show you how to like find distributors, get good deals, pricing, that kind of thing. How much reserve does Amazon keep initially for new sellers? So the first time you get paid by Amazon, you'll have to wait a month. And then after that, you'll get paid every 2 weeks for the sales that happened 2 to 4 weeks ago, basically. So it's like a revolving basis, just in case you get any returns or anything like that, and you need to cover the cost of returns, that kind of thing. That's what that the reserve is for. At least that's what they say it's for. They're probably like short-term investing your money and stuff, and who knows what. But yeah, you get paid after 2 weeks. Sweet. Yeah, write all those down if you're taking notes and that kind of thing. Sold your 10th test item for your first product today. Sweet. Yeah. So you sold through like that like a 10 unit test order, that kind of thing. I like it. Yeah. Thanks for the game. Got you, man. Yeah. That's awesome. I love seeing some beginner wins and stuff like that. That's awesome, man. For sure. Kevin, got you. Facts, Adrian. Yeah. Make sure you guys are signed up for the wholesale class tomorrow. How do you manual source for good product leads? This is a good question. So, first part of the answer is don't manual source if you're like new to selling on Amazon, just because it's like way too much to learn at once, right? Let's say a brand has 500 different products that they sell. Of those 500 products, maybe 100, 150 sell well on Amazon. And then of those products, there's going to be an even smaller subset that's actually profitable right now, right? So if you're new to the game, just go look at what people who are already selling a brand that's on sale or that kind of thing are having success with. If you like have identified a good opportunity and you've done some storefront stocking on it before and you want to like find kind of like less populated opportunity or stuff that takes a little bit more digging, then you can start looking specifically, like go to the sale web pages, go to the clearance pages, wherever you're sourcing from, and you can just click the seller amp extension and it'll automatically load like the search results for that product. Let me see if I can get an example pulled up real quick, because it is pretty cool. If I can, let's see, I'm not on my usual work setup, so let's see if I can get this going for you. Sweet. Yeah, let me know what other questions you guys got as well. See if I can get this set up real quick. Yeah, not right now. We'll I do like the question. Yeah, somebody remind me to show you guys that next time I'm on the usual setup. I'm having some issues getting logged in and stuff on the fly. I want to make sure I'm getting everybody's questions. What's the best category to sell as a beginner? Yeah, so I actually have a video tomorrow dropping on this, just like breaking down like the types of products to sell, best categories, that kind of thing, like how to source for each one of those categories. The short answer is anything that is sold on lots of different websites, right? Because if brand A is sold on 10 different websites. Those 10 different websites are having to compete with each other, for coupons and sales and that kind of thing to have the best price on that product, right? That's generally going to be something that's good to keep in mind. And then beyond that, it's just whatever you see websites and suppliers running a lot of deals on. Something can be really good to sell, but there's no like way to create the margin. Just focus on like how to create the margin before you worry about like the type of product to sell, I would say. You can also, like, if you have any like personal interest in certain niche or hobbies, that kind of thing, that's a great place to start too, because the good brands that people like. Let's see. You got a seller account. You don't have a resale certificate. You can go get a resale certificate. Can you do? Yeah, you don't need a resale certificate to do OA or RA. It is helpful though, obviously, because if you present it to the supplier, and relatively big assumption the supplier actually takes the resale permit, then you won't pay sales tax, obviously. You'll have a lot more success doing retail arbitrage with a resale certificate. There's a handful of sites that'll take a resale certificate as an OA seller. But yeah. Sweet. Saw a good chunk of you guys hopping in on YouTube here in the last couple minutes as well. Let me know if you guys have any questions about selling on Amazon, anything like that. And also make sure you grab your invite to the free wholesale class tomorrow night. We got a brand new live class going down for you guys. Let me say hi or whatever as well. I figure we got some new faces, that kind of thing in chat, streaming at a very different time than normal. Is retail arbitrage good for the grocery subcategory? Retail arbitrage, you can find anything, man. Yeah, as long as there's like a sales sticker, that kind of thing. You can find anything. Another thing to think about, like if you guys are doing retail arbitrage, we're actually physically going to stores, scanning products, that kind of thing. Try to turn it into a hybrid of retail arbitrage and bulk ordering. Like if you play your cards right, you can talk to like the store manager, that kind of thing, and order like, say next time you guys, place your orders for the store, can you order me, a pallet of this item, right? There's a lot of things you can do, like kind of backroom ordering through retail stores, assuming like the manager's willing to work with you. Sometimes the managers are very willing to work with you. They want more money going through their store. And then other times they're like, nah, I hate resellers. I don't want people that are making money on their own, that kind of thing. And gotta deal with that as it pops up. Can you scale with groceries? Have you heard of any more sourcing stores like Myers and Kroger's? You can scale with anything, man. As far as online arbitrage goes, it's not the easiest way to scale, just because proportionally, like the really good grocery items are sold a lot more to like wholesale type Amazon sellers. Just kind of the nature of it. I would say there's, thinking about things like clothes and vitamins and things that are good for online arbitrage. There's lots of different websites selling the same brands that are all really popular. With groceries, there's less people competing on the same products, and they're also typically having pretty decent like wholesale margins and stuff like that as well. So it's a little bit trickier for online arbitrage, but it is like it's a lot easier to keep your profit high because there's no returns and stuff like that. As far as like where to source it from, I just usually get mine from like the health food type stores online. Also a good amount from just like Walmart, Target, anywhere that's got some stuff profitable. Yeah. And like you're saying, if you're looking for like specific places to source from, I wouldn't focus on that. Focus on products that are good to sell, and then figure out where you can buy them, right? Because they're kind of like reverse engineering where things are coming from. That's just not true. I would keep sourcing if you found out like a couple items that are hazmat. And if any of you guys want to sell like hazmat goods and get kind of that barrier to entry, it's a great idea. You just get on the wait list on Seller Central. You just search like dangerous goods, and you'll see there'll be a wait list where you can hop on and try to make an FBM sale. So if you can make an FBM sale, you'll get kind of boosted up the wait list, and then you'll be able to send dangerous goods to FBA a little bit faster as well. Sweet. See if we can catch up on some questions here. You guys are rolling tonight. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, anything like that. Sounds good, SJ. If you're gated, same things like constantly in store. Exactly. Yeah, if you're doing like retail arbitrage and you're seeing that you're gated in a lot of the brands, you can just grab 10 online. Yeah, Adrian's always spitting game for you guys. Adrian, you have like do you have socials or anything like that going yet? You need to get some you need to get the Instagram or Twitter going if not. And I need to follow you if you've already got one going. Do FBA sellers need resale permits? Do you even need sales tax? So we talked about this a second ago, but you don't need it. It'll be helpful though. Some suppliers will take it, others won't. And if you ever want to do wholesale, that'll be basically essential. Sweet. You need to get those going. Yeah, for sure, Adrian. Yeah. Adrian is super helpful in the stream chats. Everybody drop a W, Adrian. If Adrian's helped you before, that's probably the majority of all of us here. If a listing has an IP alert and Amazon's on the listing, is it likely? So like a brand issuing IP and Amazon being on it are they're not usually correlated. In fact, usually like a brand that IP complains pretty often would be selling themselves or selling directly to like a distributor that's controlling the listing. And Amazon usually is on stuff that they're like buying directly from the brand. The brand doesn't care about their Amazon presence quite as much. Yeah, if you're worried about IP complaints, look at the sales rank history or the seller history, and compare and see if there's like a steep drop off in the number of people that were on the listing at any point. Or if it goes from like 20 to 5 overnight, then they probably kicked a lot of people off. Do you need an LLC? It depends on the state. Dakota, yeah. Yeah, it depends on the state. My state, I didn't need an LLC for resale permit. Other states, I know you did, that kind of thing. Do whiners? Yeah, for sure. Any like legit wholesaler, any legit retailer, that kind of thing, you can buy from those to get ungated. With RA, how do you show your proof of purchase? Yeah, just the receipt. The big thing, yeah, you're saying, so like if you get a section 3 or something like that, the big thing is just make sure you have some kind of documentation of that receipt next to the actual product you bought, especially for retail arbitrage. So like when you fill up a cart full of stuff, throw it back in your trunk, just hold up that receipt, take a picture next to the items. If you want to be even more detail oriented about it, you can take a picture of the receipt next to like individual items with their little barcode showing. So like if you buy stuff from TJ Maxx, for example, they have their custom SKU on it more or less. And that's also what's going to be on the receipt. So it's easy to match. Like, hey, I bought this at TJ Maxx. Here's the tag. Here's the proof on the receipt. That's where we got it. All that kind of stuff. Sweet. How do you keep capital investment separate from your profit? Keep on replenishing all the money gets mixed in together. Yeah. So you're having good problems right now. You're having problems that are coming with scaling and actually making money. Those are two good problems. So what you need to do is at least run roughly true profit numbers at the end of every month, factoring in any inventory that went missing, any inventory that didn't get shipped out. Make sure you're tracking down all those dollars that suppliers are shorting you if you're not keeping an eye on what you bought versus what actually got shipped out, that kind of thing. So just set up like some really simple bookkeeping processes for yourself, and then direct to your like personal bank accounts that doesn't ever go into the business. Start paying yourself a small percentage of the profit. Yeah, I know you said you had an awesome goal to make like 40K profit a month. So in your case, I would reinvest as much as humanly possible, and that's just kind of the nature of it. Another thing that's smart is for basically anyone to run those numbers, figure out what you're actually making, and then just pay yourself like 1%. Because I didn't pay myself for like a year or two when I started my business. But I also wasn't very good at like tracking what profit I was actually making and that kind of thing, because it didn't matter. I was like you. I'm just whatever I make, I'm throwing back into the business. I'm assuming I'm making money, that kind of thing. But if you get in the habit of running your numbers, doing some bookkeeping, then you can actually like guarantee that you're actually making money. Pay yourself a percent or two, buy some coffees, buy yourself a dinner, that kind of thing. It becomes real, and then you can really scale, and then eventually pull up $8,000-$10,000 a month salary. It's not really a huge deal for your business, and then you're living on the business basically. Non-brand grocery to buy. So you'd have to like make your own listings and stuff like that for that. For sure. Amazon's not taking applications for some brands. So sometimes those restrictions will get changed around and that kind of thing. Basically just source something else in the meantime. There's still a couple thousand really good brands that are reseller friendly. You've got good coupons going on. You're allowed to sell, that kind of thing. Yeah. Sweet. It's beginner. Yeah, for sure, Adrian. Yeah. Would you say to beginner eBay seller? I mean, I'm not like a big specialist in eBay. But I mean, the big thing is like sell on Amazon or sell on Walmart. Just because those are the marketplaces with way more customers that want to pay way more money for inventory. Yeah, I've seen some. I've had some crazy, weird, like lazy customer service on eBay, but on Amazon and Walmart, places where people are just used to buying stuff in mass, it's just easier to make money. Yeah. What's up, Mona? I started the 4-hour Amazon class. Awesome. Yeah, if Amazon's on the listing on and off, it's a good idea to source the item or pass. Depends on like how consistent it is, because a lot of times if Amazon's on it at all, it scares people away, and that creates opportunity, obviously. So yeah, if you found something where they're very consistently going in and out of stock, and every time they're out of stock, it's super profitable, then I think that can be a great product, and I've definitely sold a lot like that. For sure, yeah. How long does Amazon keep the returns with them? Do they try and resell the item, or should you get them shipped back to you? Yeah, good question. So let's say your product is at Amazon FBA, goes to the customer, customer returns it back to Amazon, right? So it goes back to FBA. FBA is going to say, hey, this item's still in great shape. Let's go back into inventory. Or it's going to say, you know, the customer beat this up, something like that, gets returned back to you. About 35 to 45% of the time, that item is going to be perfectly fine. You can send it back into Amazon. That's from some rough numbers that I've seen over the past couple years for my store. And then anything else, you can sell on like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, just anything where it's like gently used, basically. Yeah. But Amazon will kind of be the initial handler or checker of your stuff that's getting returned. So if you're short on money, can you go as sole proprietor and then go to LLC? That's what I did, Kurt. Yeah, Custis. It depends on your situation though. So like for me, I was a broke kid, so it didn't matter if like I got sued or whatever. Like not that I've ever seen that happen, but I just don't want you to be the first one that's a sole proprietor and then you catch like some random lawsuit. They can go after your personal assets basically. But like I said, I was broke, so I didn't care. So if you're in the same situation, you don't really have anything, you can save yourself some money. But you know, talk to a lawyer, CPA, that kind of thing. How do you know where to split up your Amazon payments in terms of paying off your cards before the end of the statement? Yeah, so the very simple math equation I've followed for years now on Amazon is to make sure that my next credit card payment is equal to or less than the money Amazon's going to owe me before then, plus my current checking account balance. That's pretty simple like math equation. That means you can always pay your cards off. If you want to get riskier than that, you can. I like sleeping good at night. You know what I mean? Like I just don't ever want to over leverage personally. Yeah, good videos with bookkeeping. Yeah, just look up Amazon seller taxes. There'll be a video with me and my friend Chris Potter. He's like an actual tax expert. So it's not just me making stuff up. There's an actual tax expert. You can watch me interview and break down kind of all the Amazon seller questions you'll want to learn. Been finding products that only have FBM sellers. You're doing FBA. Make sure it's not hazmat. And if it's not hazmat, then you can probably just get on there and start winning a ton of sales, to be honest. Yeah. For sure. Appreciate you, SJ. Got you, Dre. Yeah. What would be the best starts for starting out buying inventory with a couple $100? Go buy like used books. Figure out how to spend as much time as possible to make as much profit as possible on that, right? So thrift stores, yard sales, like you're selling used stuff. If you only have like a couple $100, that's what I did. Like I had $1,500. So going back, I'd probably sell a little bit of name brand stuff, but I'm glad I was buying $1 books at thrift stores. I was buying $5 printers at yard sales, stuff like that. And then once you have like, $1,000 to $2,000 at least, you can start thinking about buying some name brand stuff from local retail stores. That's what I would do. Yes, it is, Adrian. Yeah, yes, it is. Sweet. I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap up there. It's like 9 here, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here for the night. Make sure you guys are registered for the free wholesale class tomorrow night. I just dropped the link in chat. Brand new live Amazon class. So I know a lot of you guys have been on the live classes before. You want to be on the live wholesale class tomorrow. We're going to show you kind of how to expand your online arbitrage business with a brand new, not brand new business model, but a new business model to you. Yeah, so we'll get rolling with that. Be super fun. And yeah, good to see some the late night crew here. I like it. Got you, Dreamer. Yeah, for sure. Dollar Shake can be good for that as well. Yeah, something like that, Adrian. Yeah, something like that. So you guys have a good rest of your night. I will see you guys tomorrow on the wholesale class, and let's crush it for the rest of the week.